Hi guys, it's Janet Wakeland with remarkablycreated.com. In tonight's One Take Wonder video, I want to review for you a really fun technique called Emboss Resist. It's a great technique that gives you a really pretty look, and it varies depending on whether you're using Whisper White, you're using our glossy cardstock, crumb cake, or any other neutral, or actually even some of the other lighter colored cardstock. So let me show you 3 samples first. All of the samples will feature the Painted Harvest stamp set. This stamp set is an amazing versatile stamp set found in the 2017 Stampin' Up! Holiday Catalog. So we have our sympathy card, and this one is on Whisper White, and we just resisted the leaves, so we just used the leaves, nothing else. And the little punch is part of the bundle with the Painted Harvest. This one here is actually done on crumb cake. And we embossed the white flowers, and then we went ahead and we just sponged it. I went back in and added just a little bit of raspberry to tie it all together. But we used Tango Tangerine, Crushed Curry, and Rich Raspberry on this card here. And then this one here actually uses our glossy cardstock. And then I used glossy as well for the flowers and the centers. And then there again you can see that sweet leaf. The greeting here is just embossed in white. And then we used fresh fig on this one as well. So for Emboss Resist, what you need, of course, is you need your stamp set. I like to use Craft White ink. So I've got Craft White ink. You're going to have your paper. And then what you're going to do is you'll take your image. And you want to make sure that your ink pad is well inked. And normally I would have a little pad here to catch that, but I'm just going to go ahead and just randomly fill my background. Of course, you can do one specific image, you can do a pattern, but for right now I'm just going to randomly fill this. And so after you've got all your images on there, what you need to do is you need to add some powder. And I like to make sure that I have 3 or 4 vials of powder. I'm kind of funny that way because I like to fill a big dish like this that I can simply use my spoon to scoop it out on. For me, it's a lot easier than trying to hit that small little mouth of an embossing powder jar, and I find that I'm less wasteful. So it works out really well for me to do it this way. Everybody kind of has their little quirks and things like that, and for embossing powder, this one is what works for me. So once you've got all of the powder on, then what you need to do is you need to heat set it. And you're going to do that with your embossing heat tool. And you'll heat set it. And once it's heat set, if you can see here, you can see the tone on tone. Then you're going to need to pick your ink pad. And in this case, I'm going to choose Lemon Lime Twist. And then to apply the ink to it, you can either use a sponge or you can use a dauber. For me, working with a sponge or a dauber a lot of times depends on how big of a surface it is that I'm working on. In this case, I've got a full 1/4 sheet of cardstock, so I'm going to use a larger sponge. And I do have glossy paper, and so I'm just going to start to swish this on, and I'm actually just kind of doing it in a swirling motion and kind of trying to work out any of the like signs of a swirl or whatever, just trying to make it all look smooth. And you can do this over and over again until it's as dark as you want it to be. You could come back in with a second color for accent, excuse me, if you wanted to. But we're just going to go ahead and make sure it's got a good buff on it. Excuse me, guys, I'm so sorry. And then once you have it inked as much as you want, you're going to take a paper towel or some tissue, and you're just going to come in and you're just going to start to buff those flowers. You're just going to start to kind of wipe off all of the ink and just start to get that all off of there. Just like that. So that's your Emboss Resist, and now you have a beautiful image that you can go ahead and you can turn into really, really pretty projects. So simple and easy, Emboss Resist.